Welcome to the Israel Daily News Podcast. I'm your host, Shanna Fold, and I'm here to get you caught up quickly. I've got some top news stories for you today from Israel, and guess what? You're listening, so you're already on top of your game. Survive and thrive, people. Knowledge is the best weapon. Today is Monday, April 21st, 2025 in the Gregorian calendar, and the 23rd of Nisan, 5785 in the Hebrew calendar. Now, let's get to the news. The IDF says it carried out over 150 airstrikes in Gaza this weekend, targeting Hamas infrastructure and operatives. Ground troops advanced through the Marag corridor, where they say they killed more than 40 terrorists and dismantled rocket launchers and weapons stockpiles. In Rafah's Shabura area, Givati brigade soldiers from Israel discovered a booby-trapped tunnel hundreds of meters long and destroyed it with help from the elite Yahalom unit. Since resuming its offensive on March 18th, the IDF says it has struck more than 1,400 targets across Gaza. The IDF announced the death of Command Sergeant Major Sliman Alnasasra, a Bedouin Israeli tracker from Rahat, killed during combat in northern Gaza. He's the first IDF member to be killed since the ceasefire collapsed in March. According to an initial investigation, Hamas terrorists emerged from a tunnel near Beit Hanun and fired an RPG at an IDF vehicle. As rescue teams arrived, the terrorists detonated a roadside bomb, killing the tracker and seriously injuring another soldier. The army says it responded with targeted airstrikes on those who are responsible. Prime Minister Netanyahu did something a little unusual on Saturday night. He addressed the nation, which he does not usually do at that time. He rejected Hamas's latest ceasefire demands and vowed to press on until Israel's goals are met. He warned that accepting Hamas's terms would undo military gains and leave Israel unable to return to Gaza. Netanyahu shared that hostages are a top priority, but not at the cost of national security. He also framed the war as part of a broader fight against Iran's influence in the region, saying Israel must prevent Tehran from going nuclear. He said, quote, "I will not surrender to the murderers who perpetrated the most terrible massacre of the Jewish people since the Holocaust, because such a surrender would endanger the security of the state and would endanger you. We are in a decisive stage of the campaign, and this stage calls for patience and determination in order to win." The IDF has dismissed the deputy commander of the Golani Brigade's reconnaissance unit for his role in a deadly incident last month that killed 15 medics in Rafah, Gaza. The army says his troops mistakenly fired on a convoy of ambulances, believing one to be a Hamas vehicle. A senior brigade commander was also formally censured. The internal probe noted operational and reporting failures, though investigators found no ethical violations. The IDF says it detained several civilians who approached the Gaza border barrier earlier today. Troops quickly responded, stopping the individuals and handing them over to the police. The army reiterated that getting near the barrier is dangerous and disrupts military operations. A swimmer is missing after a suspected shark attack off the coast of Hadera on Monday, so that was today, prompting an urgent search by police, paramedics, and rescue teams. Authorities say the incident occurred in an area where swimming is prohibited, and police have since closed that beach. A rescue diver searching for the man was also reportedly attacked by a shark. That's according to Channel 12 News. The Hadera municipality says it is using jet skis and helicopters to continue their search. The area is known for seasonal visits from dusky and sandbar sharks, which typically don't attack humans. The Society for the Protection of Nature in Israel says it warned the government 4 years ago to regulate human activity near the power plant where sharks gather in the warm waters near that plant between the months of November and May. Environmental groups say recent fish die-offs in nearby streams may have drawn more sharks to the area. Hamas released a new propaganda video Saturday showing Israeli hostage Elkanah Bobot pleading for his life and urging the public to keep pushing for a deal to bring him home. Bobot was visibly gaunt and emotional. He was taped making a mock phone call to his wife, son, brother, and mother. He was saying he dreams of returning to his wife and son and calls on his brother to appeal directly to U.S. President Donald Trump, which he did that part of the mock phone call in English, which I thought was interesting. He said he expects his son wore something nice for the holiday, referencing what we assume is Passover. Bobot was kidnapped from the Nova Music Festival on October 7th and is among 24 hostages who are believed to still be alive in Gaza. His family approved the video's release, saying they are heartbroken and deeply concerned for his health. This is the third video released of him. The family criticized Israel for excluding him from the previous humanitarian release list and urged immediate action. Talks for a ceasefire and hostage deal remain stalled, with Hamas rejecting Israel's latest offer last week. I want to thank all of you for your interest in Israeli affairs, Israeli politics, our world politics. I also want to thank all of you who personally finance and fund the Israel Daily News podcast with monthly contributions. You can support us with your contributions by going over to our new website, israeldailynews.org, and clicking on donate. The Patreon link is over there, and you can send us a monthly contribution using that link. There's also options for a one-time donation, and this show is possible thanks to supporters like you. Thank you to Marianne Vollinger for her monthly support. In response for your contributions, I'll send over a handwritten thank you note to show my appreciation. You can follow us on social media at israeldaily.news. We're on X, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Our page recently hit 14,400 followers, and we're growing on TikTok. You can find us at Israel Daily News Podcast, and you can follow my personal page, Shanna Fold. My name has 2 N's in it, and I'm very sensitive about that. Pope Francis passed away today on Monday at 7:35 a.m. in Vatican City, April 21st, 2025, at the age of 88 years old. He leaves behind a legacy marked by reform, controversy, and compassion, especially in his relationship with Israel and the Jewish world. Though he championed interfaith dialogue and met with Israeli hostage families, his recent comments on Gaza, including calls to investigate Israel for genocide, have stirred outrage in Jerusalem. The Vatican dealt with serious backlash after showing their 2024 nativity scene with baby Jesus in a Palestinian keffiyeh. That's a scarf, one of those checkered scarves that you might see Palestinians and other Arabs for that matter, and some Jews for that matter, wearing on their head. It just depends on the region that they're from in the Middle East. He warned against responding to terror with terror following the October 7th Hamas massacre. In November, Francis repeated genocide accusations in a book excerpt, urging the global community to assess Israel's military actions in Gaza. Critics, including Israeli officials and Jewish leaders, accused him of moral equivalency and historical revisionism, especially when he tried to make baby Jesus look Palestinian, when it's a known fact that Jesus was Jewish. Born Jewish and died Jewish, by the way. Francis had previously made significant gestures toward the Jewish community, including visits to Yad Vashem and the Western Wall, where he left a handwritten prayer in the wall. Yad Vashem chairman Danny Dayan, who is a big Israel Daily News supporter, by the way, acknowledged the Pope's visit and private audience with its delegation in 2022, offering a respectful farewell on his X channel with some photos of the historic visit from the Pope to the Holocaust Museum in Jerusalem. As a cardinal under the name of Jorge Mario Bergoglio, he maintained close ties with Argentina's Jewish leaders and denounced anti-Semitism as inhuman and un-Christian. The Pope originates from Argentina. Israeli President Isaac Herzog remembered Francis as a spiritual figure who valued Jewish-Christian bonds and prayed for peace in the region. The Pope's complex legacy leaves a lasting impact on global Catholicism and interfaith relations, especially during a time of war and humanitarian crisis. All right, well, that is it for today's show. Today is Monday, April 21st, 2025. Tel Aviv has a low of 19 degrees Celsius and a high of 22 degrees. That's 67 degrees Fahrenheit for the low, going up to 72 degrees for the high. We are everywhere. Don't forget to sign up to our Israel Weekly News Wrap. It went out last night. The Israel Weekly News Wrap is a newsletter with the top 5 stories coming out of Israel from throughout the week. It comes out on Sundays, and it has a personal note from me at the top, so you can hear what I'm thinking, what I'm working on, and any personal beliefs that I might have. You can sign up for that at israeldailynews.org. I'll send you off today with a song called Ten Shalva by Israeli-American musician Idan Tamler. Enjoy this song and have a great and productive day. And an excellent week. Shavua Tov, everyone.
תן שלווה בליבי, הסר ספק מתוכי, וישאר לצידי. האר את עיניי ושים נר לרגליי, שצעד בעקבותיך. תן שלווה בליבי, הסר ספק מתוכי, וישאר לצידי. האר את עיניי ושים נר לרגליי, שצעד בעקבותיך. ואם אני ממך מסתתר, או חושב לרגע שאיני מתגלה, הרי כל תא בליבי יודע, ממך באתי ואליך אשוב. ואם אני ממך מסתתר, או חושב לרגע שאיני מתגלה, הרי כל תא בליבי יודע, ממך באתי ואליך אשוב, ממך באתי ואליך אשוב. תן שלווה בליבי, כי אין מנוחתי שלמה. בראת בי מן ים הסוער בגליו, המאיים בנחשוליו, איך אוכל בו למצוא את הזמן. בראת בי מן ים הסוער בגליו, המאיים בנחשוליו, איך אוכל בו למצוא את הזמן של השעון שעבד לי ביום שנפרדתי ממך. או חושב לרגע שאיני מתגלה, הרי כל תא בליבי יודע, ממך באתי ואליך אשוב. ואם אני ממך מסתתר, או חושב לרגע שאיני מתגלה, הרי כל תא בליבי יודע, ממך באתי ואליך אשוב, ממך באתי ואליך אשוב.